Hey guys, Vazzy back here, and today it is time for episode 15 of our Calgary Flames franchise mode here in NHL 24. And in today's video, we are going to be tackling the NHL draft, the re-sign stage, and the free agent frenzy. So, with that being said, let us get into today's episode. Do a quick recap here of everything. Last episode, we did make the playoffs. Unfortunately, we're eliminated by the Vancouver Canucks in the second round. Had a great 7-game series against the Oilers, and I really thought things were going our way, but it just wasn't our year. So, as we head toward the draft here, I'm actually not too sure. Where are we going to be picking here in the first round? Go to our projected picks. So we have the 19th pick in the draft. That's not bad. Let's see the draft class now and see who is kind of scheduled to go around there. So Landon Dupont is going to be the first overall pick in this year's NHL entry draft. So around our pick here, we would have... Oh, I remember looking at Hornquist here. NHL ready, has a lot of A's and B's. I think he's probably medium elite. And then Strome, I was looking at 2 years out. I think he's going to be a good player too. I'm not sure if he's medium elite though. Probably medium top 6 if I had to guess. Outside of that, who else do we have here? Svensson, not much there. I think our main goal here is going to be trying to trade up to get a pick for Robert Hornquist. I think he's going to be the player. I think he's going to be one of those late medium elite guys in the first round. So if we can move up from 19 and, to an earlier first round pick, I think that'll definitely be worth it. Hopefully similar to a guy like Markkanen, which we drafted in last year's NHL draft. So looking around here, a lot of teams don't really have their picks on the block, at least in the range that we're looking at. So where was Hornquist going exactly? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, I believe that is. So no one really in that range wants to trade their pick, but let's maybe go to like Seattle at 12, just be safe here with it. Again, we're only moving up 7 spots. I don't think it should cost too much. So we'll give you 19. What else do we want to give you here? A 4th, and maybe a rookie skater. Who do I really want to give up here? Stromgren, not really. Maybe Greshnikov, honestly. He is a guy 24 at 78. Hasn't really made it in our system. Let's see what Seattle says to that. Trade rejected. So, didn't really feel like I was giving up enough there, if I'm being honest. What else can we add to this deal? Do we want to add on... We have 2 thirds next year. Maybe throw on our 3rd instead. Still trade rejected. Again, I don't want to give up too much for this. Maybe let's try going a pick or 2 back. Maybe Vegas? Yeah, let's try with Vegas. Again, I don't think there should be that much of a difference, obviously, in value here. Just moving back like 5 or 6 picks, whatever it is. So we'll give you the 3rd. And then I guess let's just try throwing on Greshnikov. No, he's not in the skaters. Matching the block here. Brandstrom, I think we want to keep hold of for now. What do we do here? Should we throw on maybe a late 3rd or 4th? Let's try Greshnikov first. See what Vegas says. Also trade rejected, so not going to work there with Vegas. What else can we do to make this trade go through? Try a 1st and the 2nd. It's a lot to pay. Too far off the table. So I'm kind of getting to that point where I don't want to throw too much more in here. Try it with Greshnikov. Trade rejected once again. So I think I'm just going to say no to this trade up. We'll see what happens. We'll see who we can get at pick number 19. So let's go to the top of the draft. Landon Dupont is the first overall pick, followed by this Dryden guy. Made up Harvey Dryden, 84 overall out of the draft. Insane. Gerard, the Islanders. A couple of guys are made up here, and a couple of guys EA has made up here. Varlamov was a very good player. Hornquist, only a medium top 4, so I'm glad we didn't really go all out for him. He is at that NHL ready range, being a 78 overall, but only medium top 4 potential. I'm kind of glad we actually missed out on him. So outside of that, what do we want to do here? So we have Strom, obviously. We have the Line guy, Svensson. But we have this Roberto Lideker guy. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Going really end of the first round. Medium elite. He's going to be a little bit out there when it comes to overall, but I definitely think we want to get him. Outside of that, we have a Kessel. A Brendan Kessel. Honestly, maybe we just try and trade our picks. Try and get 2 later first, and we get Kessel and Lideker. Honestly, I think that might not be a bad play. So, what do we want to do here? I think we want to keep it in the first round just to be safe with it, but I don't think we need, obviously, 19 here. So instead of Toronto, maybe let's try New Jersey and Detroit, just to make sure we get our guys. So, New Jersey, give you the 19th pick. What else can you add on here for me? Give me a 3rd. Honestly, I'm fine with that. Trade accepted. So we get a 3rd round pick for moving down 10 slots to the New Jersey Devils. They do take Strome. So this is the guy we were looking at. 73 overall playmaker. Again, it's not the end of the world. But let's go to Detroit here and try and get their pick now too. What can we throw in here? So we'll give you a 3rd that we just got back. And we'll give you a 2nd. Is that enough? No, trade rejected. What else can we throw in here to get Detroit's pick? Guess just a late 4th. Does that make it go through? Yeah, trade accepted. So we'll get our 2 guys there, Lideker and Kessel. Again, we'll see how good both of them are. Obviously, one of them is guaranteed medium elite, so that is great value. Roberto Lideker out of the USA League here. He is medium elite, 65 overall, so we knew he was going to be lower, but honestly 65 overall isn't too bad for that. I am totally okay with that. So now let's go get our other guy here, Kessel. Maybe medium elite, probably medium top 6. Only 2 years out though, so could maybe be a decent overall. Let's see. Ooh, that's a rough one. So we definitely missed on Kessel. Only a medium top 9, 66 overall. Yeah, that's a miss. That's definitely a miss, unfortunately, but we have one good pick in the first round. I'm all right with that. So simulating ahead here, what else do we have in this draft? Again, nothing too crazy, at least right away here. Wakabayashi, maybe low franchise, probably low elite. We have Mayer there, maybe medium elite. Turco. Honestly, Mayer probably is not a bad pick here. I have a couple of maybe low elite guys. Tonsk there. I don't know. I think let's just go for Mayer now. He is medium top 6. Okay, that's actually not too bad. Definitely a lower overall, so he's a project / a trade chip, but I'm totally alright with that. Going on to our next pick here. Who else do we have here that could be a decent potential? Maybe just go with Turco next. Who's kind of next to go here? Definitely want to get some of those low elites, but can probably get them with the next pick. Again, I'm not too concerned if we miss out on some guys. Go for Turco here. Why not? And he is actually a low elite. That's actually not bad for Turco. Take that. Go to the next pick in this draft. I think this will probably be Wakabayashi. I think he's the next player up. And obviously, with the chance being low franchise, I think we do have to take that. So we missed out on one of the low elite guys. That's fine. Let's go with Wakabayashi here from Sherbrooke. And he is low elite, just like we were thinking, so that's a good pick, especially at that range in the draft. And then I think our last pick of the draft here, who do we want to go with? Turner, maybe? You know, he's scheduled to go right away. Probably just a medium bottom 6, but you never know. Outside of that, I'm not seeing too much else here. Again, like when it's a medium 9, I'd rather just take the risk on this guy. So Turner, he is medium bottom 6, so that's what we were thinking, but you never know. So that concludes the draft for this year. Roberto Lideker is our top player coming out of the, what is this year now? I don't even know. 2027 NHL draft. So I'm going to take care of scouting and coaching. I'll meet back with you guys when that is done. Alright, so I am back. Not too much had to be done there when it came to the scouts and the coaches. So let's just go all expiring forwards. So Kroos, he's their big name here. When he came over in the trade, he did good, but he really struggled after that. We'll wait on him. No, that's really cheap for an 84 overall. I actually wasn't planning on bringing him back. You have Dickinson too. Could be a really good fourth line, honestly. Dickinson not asking for a ton of money either, so I'll wait on that for now. You know, honestly, let's just actually go with the no. 2 years, $2 million. If he accepts that, that's a great contract. And Dickinson, 2 years, 1.5. Lock down the fourth line. Sammy Blake can go. Braden Tracy, give him a 1-year deal for the AHL. Backlund will keep him around just because he is a Flames legend. Outside of that, a lot of these guys are just going to be AHL players or guys looking for ELCs. Grossman, we can probably keep him. Why not? He can play down in the AHL. So that's all the forwards. Go to goalies here. Nedeljkovic doesn't want an extension. That's fine. Honestly, probably all these goalies. Just let them go. And we will find new players in free agency. And then lastly, let's just go to the defensive side of things. So Poirier, he had a very good rookie season. He is asking for some money right now. That's tough. Again, he played really good, but I can't give it to him right now. Brandstrom, do we want to bring back Brandstrom? That's a tough one. He had a good regular season, putting up 30 points, plus player. Not the best postseason. I'll wait on him for now. Slovyov, cheap deal, we'll take that. Kodiak, probably just do the same thing. 1 year cheap deal. Give him one more contract. Bernie can go. Chisholm, keep him for the AHL. McIsaac, get rid of him. And Merkley, get rid of him. So, what do we want to do with Brandstrom? I don't really know at the moment. Just sim ahead and see who accepts and rejects. So Kodiak, Backlund, Slovyov, Dickinson, Deneau. There we go. So I think those are going to be very good signings for the fourth line. Outside of that, just depth players. What else do we have here? So all expiring. We have Krause, we have Poirier, and we have Brandstrom. Let's see here. So Lawson Krause, 87 overall. Again, when he came over, he was awesome. He had 30 points, 41 games playing on that top line. But playoffs, he was a ghost. He was a -8. Honestly, it makes no sense. So we're just going to release him for now. And then Brandstrom. What do we want to do? Again, our defensive core is pretty loaded. But he is a very solid bottom pairing defenseman at the same time. Contract-wise, if he goes 1 year at 2.75, we have a lot of money offered to him. We can always move him later. Let's see. So Brandstrom does accept that extension. Alright, so good stuff there. Just want to make sure no one else is expiring there outside of Poirier. I don't think so. Yeah, we should be good. So we are all good to simulate up here into free agency and see who is available. Again, I don't think we need anything too crazy for this team. So before we actually do that, let's go to contract extensions here. Who needs one this year? Hagens and Dickinson, 2 huge future pieces for us. Hagens wants a lot of money. Can't do that right now. Dickinson, what do you want? A long-term deal. It's a lot more reasonable. What do we want to do with him? 6.75? He's 87 overall. He's growing. He's playing very good. Honestly, let's do it. Let's see what he says to that contract. Honestly, outside of that, no one here I'm too concerned about. For the most part, goalies, there's nobody, so I think that is totally all good. So free agency, who is available? Quinn Hughes, 94 overall, asking for $16.5 million. You have Natchez, Quinn, Brinkett, Kovalenko, Stammer. A lot of good players here available. Goaltending wise, you have Levi. Honestly, let's maybe just start here. Who do we want as our backup? We definitely need another goalie. So Schmid, 85 overall. He put up alright numbers. Only played 14 games this past season. It's definitely an option. Outside of that, we have Luukkonen, 83 overall. Again, not too bad of numbers. A little bit of a bigger sample size, not by too much. Connor Ingram, he's a little bit older. And then you go down to the 82, 81s. So what really makes more sense for us here? Schmid or Luukkonen? I'm kind of leaning toward Luukkonen here. I think it just makes a little more sense. Again, I think if he plays well, I think it'll be easier to hold on to him as the backup rather than Akir Schmid. So we'll give him that deal. Defensively, I don't think there's really too much we have to do here, at least when it comes to the NHL roster side of things. Maybe we'll get a seventh D. Hinola there is still restricted. Outside of that, anyone else really want McDonough, but he's older. Who can play a good 7th-year-old? You have Erik Karlsson there down to an 80 now. Still asking for $3.5 million. It's a hard pass. Big Kevin Ball. No one else here really jumping out. Yeah, Nico Mikkola. Honestly, could be a good physical bottom pairing 7th defenseman. Yeah, let's go a 1-year deal on him. Why not? 80 overall, that's totally fine with me. Then from here, I think we're just looking for AHL guys. Lilberg, Jack Guy. Yeah, honestly, why not? Cheap contract there. Anyone else here that's a cheap contract we can give out? Go to forwards here. So who makes sense here? Maybe we could use one top 6 guy with Krause leaving. Like Stammer, that would be nice. He only wants 1 year. Still putting up pretty good numbers. He could play in that top 6. Doesn't make sense though, that's the question. It could very well make sense because we're going to need the extension money next year, so we can only really do 1-year deals here. You have Ovi in free agency there. Outside of that, you have Tavares as well, down to an 84 now. It's the first line, that's definitely not going to happen at this point. I'm kind of leaning towards Stammer here. I think he could be a good veteran presence, come in for 1 year, that's it, then he's gone. And just be pretty good offensively for this team. So we have the money now, let's just go like 1 year, $6 million and see, I guess, what he says to that. I think that would be a huge addition. I would very much like to see that. But I guess let's just kind of start simulating here and see who says what to our contracts. So get a couple of days into free agency here. So Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, there we go. We have our backup goalie on the year. Nico Mikkola, 7th defenseman. Lilberg, that's just AHL depth. Stamkos, very happy to join the team. That's awesome. Top 6 player right there for us. Should help out with chemistry and your sim very well. And Sam Dickinson, that's a really cheap extension for a young defenseman who's already 87 overall. So some great news coming in there from our contract offers. Again, is there anyone else we really want here? We could probably use 2 AHL depth goalies. These would be guys that just come up due to injury if the case. So Stevenson, honestly, just go 1 year, 900. I'm fine with that. And then what, like maybe Prozetsov? Ivan Prosvetov, just go 1 year on him as well. Outside of that, goaltending wise, we should be fine. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really thinking about this Hagen's contract right now. Like, he's franchise potential, he's 88 overall, he's just going to get those great opportunities to grow. Could keep him as an RFA for 3 years, but it doesn't really make sense when it comes to the money. I think 7 years is kind of the sweet spot here. If we want like 7.12.5, is that crazy? Like, I don't know. Let's see. So 67 points last year. Again, he's improved on his 2 years here. Playoffs have been, hit or miss. He's been alright in the playoffs. I think we probably just buy now on the future. Because I think if we wait, he's going to be asking for more money, especially on the long term. So let's go 7 years. Let's go 12 and a half. Let's see what he says to that. That'll take up almost all our extension money. So not looking good for Poirier's next contract, but let's see what Hagen says. Stevenson joins the AHL goaltending squad. I guess we still have Prosvetov. So we have some trades coming in here. And yeah, Ivan Prosvetov, awesome. Another AHL goalie. And James Hagens does accept his huge extension with the Calgary Flames. So that's big. We locked down our first line center here for a long time. So I'm going to simulate up ahead and then we'll come back and deal with Poirier's contract. So I jumped ahead here in the summer. And Poirier asking for a lot less money now. So just go 1 year at 3.5. Again, it'll be an issue that we have to deal with next year, but hopefully the cap goes up and we'll have more money to sign him longer term. So I'll just make sure he signs the contract, and he does accept. So that is awesome. I'm going to go put together the roster now. I'll meet back with you guys in the preseason. All right, so the lines are set, and I am very, very excited for this next coming season. Top line of Iginla, Hagens, and Rantanen. So Iginla, only 81 overall. He had a pretty good rookie season, 36 points in his rookie year. But when it came to the playoffs, he was ripping it up there. He scored a lot of big goals for us. I'm going to give him the chance. Stammer, Zari, Coronado was the second line. Just a great scoring line there. Peltier, Wolski, and Huberto on the third. Hanzik, Deneau, and Dickinson on the fourth. Defensively, we have Uyghur and we have Dickinson on the top pairing, followed by Anderson and Markkanen, and Poirier and Brandstrom on the third. Could move up Anderson for the better chemistry, but I really want Dickinson to keep growing, so I'm going to leave it for now. And then Dustin Wolf with Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen as his backup. Scratches O'Brien, Mikkola, and Backlund. And yeah, I think that's more or less the team. I'm really excited for this coming season. I think we have a lot of good potential players coming up. This is one thing I wanted to mention. We do unfortunately have to send Hunter Brunswick back to the AHL. That was the decision of signing Brandstrom. Not a ton of room there for him, but that's a trade I'm definitely looking at here in the coming episode, because I do want to get him back into the NHL lineup. Let's just go and sim through the preseason now here before we call it on the video. Again, it's just preseason, isn't the end of the world here. But we can probably get some earlier insights here of how these lines are going to end up working. So sitting 4-1 in the preseason now, it is a very good start. Against the San Jose Sharks, that's another one. So we finished 5-2 in the preseason. Again, that's pretty good. Hagens puts up 13 points in 7 games. If that's any indication of how he's going to sim, I love the extension. You have Rantanen right behind him with 12. Coronado 11. Ginla with 6. It's good. Stammer 6. Wolski only 2. That's a little concerning. But, outside of that, it's pretty good. Defensively, again, everyone's a crazy plus player. Anderson plus 8. And goaltending-wise, just great numbers from both guys. So, definitely need a big performance out of Wolf this year as well. Hopefully, we can continue that on from his preseason play. But overall, I think that is going to do it for today's episode of our Calgary Flames franchise mode here. In the next episode, we'll be starting up the 2027-28 NHL season. We'll be going halfway through to the 41 game mark and seeing where we sit. But like I said, that is going to do it for today's episode. I'll see you all in the next one.